Aloha guys, this is Joyce from Enjoy Scrapping 2, and today I'll be doing a video for Tupelo Designs LLC, and I'll be doing an introduction to these Peerless watercolors. And the Tupelo Designs LLC just got in their Peerless watercolors recently, so I just wanted to kind of do an introduction of these watercolors. I'm not doing like a product focus, rather I'm just doing an introduction because these watercolors are not new. It's something that came out a while back, so you guys may be familiar with these watercolors. That's why I decided not to do a focus, but I will go over and introduce some of the ways you can use this and some of the ways you can store it, and maybe so you can pick up some tips and tricks here and there. So these Peerless watercolors come in this booklet, and it's kind of like paper. As you can see here, it's kind of like paper, and there's pigment on the paper. So at first you think, wow, that's not too much color. It's because it's only on this piece of paper, but there is a lot of pigmentation on this little paper. So this is something that you will use for a very long time. And so as you can see, like the colors come like this in the book with the name of the color and a little bit the description of the colors and how you can blend different colors. There's like a lot of facts and information on these books, so you can go ahead and read them. So this booklet right here is a complete set. It has 15 colors. And it comes like this, complete edition. So the way I store it is I cut this strip right here, and I just took it out and cut it using my paper trimmer because it's like paper form, so you can easily cut it. And I put it in this binder system. Everybody has like their own ways of how they like to store these Peerless watercolors, so you can go ahead and kind of look around and research on, and maybe you'll find a way that works for you. For me, I just cut a strip, and then as you can see, I kind of made my own template and put their names on it, and I did a color swatch on the right. You definitely want to do a color swatch on these because you can't tell just by looking at it what color that is. And I put some Eileen's Tag It over and over so that it could be removable like this. So I only cut that little piece, and I haven't even finished using that because there's so much pigment on this. So as you can see, some of them like looks totally different than what it looks like, the color, so you do want to definitely swatch it out one way or another. And there's also the Peerless Watercolor Bonus Pack, which includes 40 colors. That's extra. And then there's also the Dry Spot. And then there's, I believe, 2 or 3 more other sets. And they're all sold separately. So when I bought my bonus pack, I bought the large one. But Tupelo Designs LLC carry the smaller pack. That's kind of like half the size. And also way cheaper than this larger pack, of course. So because I have them in this folder system, I don't really need the whole thing. I just put in a Ziploc like this, and I just store them away. And I don't really need it until I go through all the colors that I have on this booklet. So today I'm going to be showing you how you can use this, and kind of maybe give you an idea. So first off, I'm going to actually kind of swatch out, not swatch out, but give you kind of an idea of how much pigment is on this little paper. So I'm wetting the brush, and I'm barely touching the color right here. I'm going to use the blue and the purple, and I'm barely touching that paper. And look how much pigment is on that little tap. So that's why this will last you a very long time. It'll go a long way. And then again, I'm going to do that with the purple as well. I just want to show you. So I'm touching a little bit. So I like to actually kind of take it out of the binder when I'm using it like this, so that I don't get the others wet like I did with the green because the water dropped. So I just barely touched a little bit on the corner, and then a lot of pigment just comes out. So you don't need much. And it's very easy to blend. These Peerless watercolors are very easy to blend. And so it's very easy to work with. So I'll be coloring a couple flowers with you today. And I'll be using this stamp set called Live, Laugh, and Love, and it's by Indigo Blue. I chose out one flower and I stamped it out right here, as you can see. Beautiful stamp set, red rubber, and I just only used the two, and I did cut out a mask for that flower using the masking paper that I just showed, and I used the Ranger's new dye inks here to color it, to stamp it. And so you don't have to only stamp it in black. You can stamp it in color and watercolor, because these ink pads are waterproof once they are dried. And if you're fast enough, you can go ahead and emboss it as well, which the black one I had embossed. So I'm going to take out just the colors that I want to use for this flower here. So because I stamped it out, kind of like a purplish, pinkish purple flower here, I chose out a pink color that I'm going to use to color this. So I just barely touch it, and then you get a lot of pigment. So you want to first lay it down where you want it to be the darkest, because the first time you lay down the brush to the paper is going to be the darkest. So I kind of want to show you here. So this flower is going to be kind of like purplish, pinkish flower. The color that I used to stamp this is a Wild Orchid, the Ranger's dyeing pads. I love them. Look at how vibrant the colors are. And these watercolors too, the colors are very vibrant. And you can lay down layer after layer after drying it. You can add darker shades to make the colors more pop and to give dimension. Of course, I'm coloring this super fast because I'm videotaping it, but you can take your time and just color. So for the flower that I stamped in black, I'm going to use red and green. So I have it right here. Zooming in a little bit so you can see. So you can make a very quick card. You can just stamp multiples of these flowers, and it's good that these flowers have those shaded areas already drawn into the stamp, so that also makes it a lot easier to color. So I'm laying down my dark colors where it's kind of shaded on the flowers. And then I move on and drag it out a little bit more to make it light. So again, this is why I kind of didn't do a product focus, because this works like any other watercolors out there. It's just that it's in a paper form, and there's a very vibrant, highly pigmented papers, which is pretty interesting. So this is really easy to take it on the go. So you can layer colors, multiple layers. You can add another color to it, and even though it's not in the same color family, it will still blend beautifully. I mean, that's my opinion. For me, I love coloring. I love coloring in general, so um, I just like to just sit there and just color. As you can see for the leaves too, I just barely touched the corner right there, and it's very bright and vibrant. I love that. That gives you more choices, and you can use it in different ways. So of course I'm working on a watercolor card stock here. Now I'm going to put the colors back to where it's supposed to be. I like this system. It works good for me. But there's, like I said, a lot of different ways that you can store them. Here I'm adding, this is a very dark yellow to the center. I wanted to kind of brighten this flower up, and it kind of blended it, and it makes it kind of look like a coral color, and I really love that. And it just kind of, it really brightens up the flower, in my opinion. So I'm not like a professional color person or anything. I just want to share with you guys how I use it, and maybe you can get some tips here and there. And I love sharing different items and different products with you guys. So here I'm actually adding a darker green to really make the leaves have more depth and dimension. So you can color this really fast because there's so much pigment, so it's easy to just color it. That's just my opinion. So here now I wanted to add some background to it. So I'm just adding some water right around the flower, and I'm kind of putting in this really light aqua blue, very pretty. I just barely touched the corner of the brush. And then now I'm kind of spreading it out. And then I decided that after I do all of this, I should have just left it, because it's so easy to go overboard. And which that's what I did with this. I wanted some like dripping effect. So I'm adding a whole lot of water here. And then I'm going to add the color and kind of give that drippy look. And I'm kind of like moving it around and kind of tapping it as well. And then I decided that I wanted to add purple to this. So after doing this, I add purple. You can see right there. The purple and the blue combination, I love that. So I added water to the paper and just dropped in the color here and there. Kind of gave like a really like painterly watercolor look. I like that. See, so the other one is just clean, and this one has like this watercolor splatter looking thing. And that would be very easy to make a card. All you have to do is stamp a sentiment and put it onto a card base, and it'll be pretty. So I hope you like this introduction to the Peerless watercolor. It's a great set to have, and I think it's very affordable for the amount of pigment that you'll be getting. And here I decided that I might as well just color this leaf as well. And I really like that kind of like tone on tone coloring. Like because I stamped out the leaves in green and I'm coloring it green, and it kind of makes it look like it's like hand drawn or something, with especially like stamped like this. I think it's pretty cool. I like the way it turned out. So I'll just put some sentiment on that later, and I'll make it into a card. So I hope you like this intro to the Peerless watercolors. And right now, the complete set, I believe, the 15 pack is sold out, but I think you can pre-order as well. So thank you so much for watching, and please check out the links below for the Tupelo Designs LLC, where you'll be able to find these wonderful Peerless watercolors. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.